right, sir. What can I do for you? I'm sorry. If there... It's good to see you alive and well, sir.
If you want to live. And watch out for the mines. Quick, they're coming. You made enough noise coming in here to wake the dead, for God's sakes. Just be ready. The muties are coming. Over here. We'll get him. Keep them pinned. Whew. Say, you're pretty decent in a firefight. Well, with what I do for a living, you need to be. Sorry, I'm being a complete asshole. I'm Sydney. It's good to meet a fellow relic hunter. Come on. You and I both know this is where the Declaration of Independence is stashed. No need to be coy about it. Good old Abraham Washington sent you on the same suicide mission he sent me on. Only problem is, you're not going to get it without my help. Simple. We pool our resources, grab the Declaration, then make for Rivet City and split the reward. I've studied the plans of this place, so without me, you're going to go in circles. What do you say? Smart move. Okay, the Declaration is secured in the Archive's strong room underground. There's a concealed cargo lift right here in the center of the rotunda. I've spent a few days hacking the lock with my remote terminal. When you're ready, punch in the password, let's get going. All I know is that it looks like a rolled up piece of thick paper with all kinds of writing on it. Some famous document from a long time ago. Abraham Washington is a huge U.S. history nut. So, that's why he wants it so badly. Ha! I'm surprised that you care. Usually everyone looks out for themselves nowadays. What is it you want to know? I don't know. I grew up like pretty much every other girl in this crappy world. Spent most of my life just trying to keep away from slavers. One day out in the wastes, I stumbled across some poor bastard's body. On the body, I found info leading to some famous document. I had heard that Abraham Washington was looking for these scraps of paper. So I went after the thing. Turned out to be the Constitution. After he loaded me up with caps, I got pissed drunk, got laid, and was happy for the first time in a while. I haven't looked back since. Oh no, there is more than a lifetime supply of grade A crap in that place. Couldn't possibly do it alone. Like you, he hires anyone off the street. Honestly, I don't care what he does with that stuff. As long as the caps keep flowing, I'll be there to collect. Yeah, it is nice. I don't even sleep without it under my pillow. My father made gun ammunition for a living. Taught me everything about how firearms work. So I've spent my downtime tinkering with guns like my 10mm Ultra SMG here. It's like a hobby, I guess. Sorry, there's some things I still want to keep to myself. Maybe when I get to trust you better. Okay? Nope, I'm fine. Keep your eyes on the mission, and off my ass, please. Flank 'em! Over here!
Men, today I address you with a message of utmost urgency. Our defenses have been breached, and soon we'll engage the enemy. Remember, the will of the people is the only legitimate foundation of any government, and to protect its free expression should be our first
Kept the
object.
decoration in the archive strong room that's at the
As
end
your
of the
leader,
east wing
Button
here.
Gwinnett,
We'll have to make our way to it.
representative of Georgia, I promise you I have not yet begun to fight. Men, we can't let the enemy's progress dissuade us from our task. We must defend our freedom and our right to be independent. Strike now and strike hard. You may delay, but time will not. Firing weapon.
There's all sorts of shortcuts through maintenance doors and utility gates, bypass security. If you can get through them. Need some help with this one? You can mess with me. Help me! We'll get it. Open fire! Where? According to the plans, the turret generator is somewhere in this room. Disable it, and it should make our lives easier.
Cannot allow the enemy to penetrate our defenses any deeper. Old Glory must not be stained with... enemy will be here soon. You must defend your leader. Remember, our cause is noble. It is the cause of mankind.
Weapon. Systems locked on.
Lower your weapon and submit.
Glad that. Open fire! Yeah! Yeah! Glad that's over. Help me! We'll get him. Incoming! Up ahead should be the door to the Archive strong room. That's where they keep the Declaration. Opening fire! Where?
The enemy is at the gates. Now is the time for the greatest of rallying cries. Wish not so much to live long as to live well.
You've breached our defenses, evaded our best soldiers, and you've raided my home. But I have not yet begun to fight. I cannot allow you to steal our freedom. The Declaration must remain here. It is our symbol of hope, the one thing that cries out, we are a free nation. Then my reputation precedes me. Good. That should make you well aware that I am not to be trifled with, and that my loyalty to the States is legendary. I know your fighting prowess far exceeds my own, but I will still duel you to the death if I must. What will it be, then? Rapiers? Pistols at dawn? Out with it! This is no mere document, sir. This is the doctrine laid down by my fellow members of the Second Continental Congress. It absolves us of the tyranny of King George III of Great Britain. It is perhaps the greatest symbol of this free nation. Petty lies and deceit may be the way of Great Britain's crown, but I will not succumb to such tomfoolery. Since it appears you wish to resolve this without bloodshed, may I suggest you stand down and surrender? I can promise that you will be treated well, in a manner accustomed to any member of the Royal Army. Please explain, but I warn you, I am well versed on the tactics of the underhanded Redcoat spy. You do well to remember that. You, sir, are a liar, a fraud, and likely a spy of the Royal Crown. I warn you not to test my patience. You'll find it wearing quite thin. Interesting. I had a plan for just this sort of situation. Perhaps this will prove that you're here as an ally rather than an enemy. We create a forgery of the Declaration and send it off to Great Britain. It might be just the delay we need to get the document out of here safely. I'd love to be at court when King George finds out he wasted all his resources gaining a forgery. We have to be cautious, though. The British scholars would recognize a poor duplicate almost immediately. If you were to bring me some iron gall ink, I could produce a mirror-perfect duplication. The best place to find some would be in the Arlington Library, which is why I have been unable to do this myself. After all, I can't abandon these fortifications. Excellent. Please hasten back. There's no telling how much longer we can hold here at the fort. I hear the thumping of the cannonade getting closer by the minute. Soon our walls will be breached, and the last bastion of the USA may fall. The journey will be rife with peril, I'm afraid. You cross Farmer Smith's cornfield and make your way up Greenleaf Hill. Ford your way across Quick Run Creek and make for the horse path. When the pines thin out, you need to make your way along the edge of Arlington. Watch out for redcoats. They have a garrison there. The building across from the fish market is the library. Look for the old clock tower. I'm afraid until I know exactly what your intentions are, I can't divulge that top secret information. Give me liberty, or give me death.
What's up? Look, if you think you can reason with him, go right ahead. My advice? Blow its damn head off. It's obviously malfunctioning. Either way, I'll let you decide. Anything that gets us closer to the prize is fine by me. Oh, I know where that is. Here, let me punch it into your Pip-Boy map. You got it. Just don't stray too far.
Try and hide! Go!
Yeah, I'm on duty. Make it quick. Later. good to see you.
Do have a look around, but don't touch. I can't wait to add the Declaration to the Society's collection. Oh my! I never expected anyone to find this! I didn't even know it was still intact! Well, certainly a reward is in order for your efforts. How about 100 caps? Thank you very much. Indeed I am! Although there were several copies made of the document, I certainly never expected to come across one intact. What do you say to 75 caps for it? Thank you very much. It's funny now that you ask. I can tell you all about the capital, but I really haven't got any idea about Rivet City itself. I can't see how important it is compared to the capital's history, but maybe Bannon might know something. He's in the governing council, after all. Be careful. The archives are infested with who knows what.
Hey, be more careful.
I'm looking for troublemakers. Have you seen any? Hey. Everything looks okay here. Why don't you look where you're going?
Sir, yes, sir. Private Jones reporting. Sir, you are not authorized to enter the armory. Sir! Please don't make me shoot you, sir!
Stay sharp. They're everywhere. What? I have better things to do than yak about those backstabbers up topside. Now get going. I know lots of things, but you've got no idea about most of them. Now, get going before I stop talking and start shooting. Don't let your guard down. Cut it out.
Oh, thank God. Someone new. I need water, please. Water. You mean you don't want anything for it? I don't have any caps or anything. I can just have it for free? Water. Oh, precious water. Thank you. You're a saint. I'll never forget you. Thank you for your help. I hate to ask, but do you have any more water? I understand. You have to look out for yourself.
It's locked for a reason. Don't get any ideas.
You're hurt. You're wounded. Let me bandage that. You're right. You do need a doctor. Lucky I happened along. But first, let's discuss my fee. 100 caps ought to cover it. This won't hurt a bit. Feel better? You should. That was the good stuff. Need anything else? I thought you had the look about you. Sure, I can help you, but it's not free. 50 caps, take it or leave it. Okay, hold still. I don't want to make this any more painful than it already is. Think I'll go get some lunch. See? That wasn't so bad. Anything else I can do for you? Oh, I'd like to help. I really would. But I don't know the first thing about this place's history. Don't let my age fool you. I may have been around for a while, but I didn't spend all that time here. Take care of yourself.
Hey there.
I am Father Clifford of St. Monica's Church. She is the patron saint of lost children, very popular among the faithful of Rivet City. I'm surprised you've never heard of her. If you want to hear her story, it will be the topic of my sermon on Sunday. Services begin at 8 a.m. You should come. Yes, my flock is all of Rivet City. You should come to services this Sunday. I'll be telling the tale of St. Monica. Oh, it's not the past of the city that I dwell upon, but the future of its inhabitants. But if you're interested, I believe Miss Weatherly or Mr. Bannon would be glad to speak with you on the subject. St. Monica bless you.
Tamper with that, and we're going to have a problem.
Hey.
Welcome back, sir. Well, I could tell you all about my hotel, but I'm sure I don't know anything about how Rivet City itself got started. I mean, you hear rumors and you make guesses, but I really couldn't say I know for sure, and I'd hate to lead you down the wrong path. Actually, now that you mention it, Seagrave may know more about it. He's been here since he was just a boy, and I can't imagine anyone knows this ship better than he does. Well, I really shouldn't tell you, but have you heard about Polly Cantelli? He's addicted to chems. His poor wife Cindy is at her wit's end. You haven't heard? Angela has the hots for Diego. But since he's a priest, he's been putting her off. One of these days, she's just going to jump his bones. They say Mr. Lopez is losing it. He stands on the top of the bridge tower for hours at a time, just staring out over the city. Farewell.
I am at your service.
Nothing stops the railroad.
Hello, mister.
Yes?
Hey,
Hey.
have a seat anywhere. Someone will be with you in a minute.
Hello.
Welcome. Howdy, I'm Seagrave. Seagrave Holmes. I have a little of just about everything here. A what? Look, if you just want to crack wise, go somewhere else. But if you've got stuff you want to sell, then I'm your man. Oh, I really wouldn't know. I mean, long as I can remember, she's just been here, soaking up all the repairs and attention we can give her. I grabbed a wrench and joined in the reconstruction pretty much first thing out of the womb, but I never really cared about the politics. She did? Well, I suppose I've picked up a lot over the years. I mean, no one's spent more time tinkering on this old girl than I have. Oh, Rivet City, I mean. Not Vera. I mean, Vera's not old. And I haven't tinkered on her, obviously. Not that I wouldn't. I mean, no. Anyway, you might find some clues in Pinkerton's place, in the broken-off bow. He was around before me and used to store stuff there before he left. Last feller I remember from back then was Mr. Pinkerton, and he must have left about a decade ago, after that spat with the science team. He used to have a storage shed in the broken-off bow of the ship. We always thought he was crazy for keeping stuff there. Might have kept a couple records down there, I guess. Careful, though. Ship's a bit treacherous down there in her belly. Oh, well, the old girl had seen a lot of damage, especially where the Mirelurks used to nest, and where the super mutants kept trying to get in. I guess the mutants and the Myers got so busy fighting each other, it gave us the time we needed to make this place shipshape. Does that tell you what you need to know? Anyway, we're here in Rivet City, and she's in good hands now. Oh, right. I sort of lose track of time talking about the old girl. I've got a little bit of everything. Another satisfied customer. See you later. Closing time. I hope Vera waits for me.
There was some sort of battle in the city yesterday. The gate guard said that the gunfire went on for over an hour.
Cindy's
That's
got
why I'm
all
glad I'm
kinds of
in
good
here.
camps.
I'll try that. Me too. Nothing is getting through these walls.
Stay sharp. They're everywhere. What? I have better things to do than yak about those backstabbers up topside. Now get going. Ha! Sounds like you've been poking around, all right. I'm surprised any of those reprobates even remember me. Maybe they still laugh about how they edged me out of the council back then. But you can set the record straight. For that, you have to go all the way back to when remnants of the Naval Research Institute cleared the Mirelurks off this wreck. About 40 years ago. We were looking for new lab space, and this bucket of bolts just happened to have a well-preserved science bay on it. Everything else just grew up around that lab once we got it up and running. The science team was led by one H. Pinkerton. That lasted until about 18 years ago, when those ambitious backbiters like Lee and her little team showed up. She came in with her big Purity Project pipe dream, and my whole staff started working with her, those traitors. She even took my seat on the council. By then, I was glad to leave it behind. But hell, if I'm leaving the city I made great. Who cares? It's some hydroponics pipe dream that Lee's been working on forever. Waste of time and effort, I say. Apparently, though, my teams cared more about it than they did about little things like defense systems or making this ship float again. Treacherous bastards, all of them. What are you suggesting, you little brat? I may not be on the science team anymore, but I still know how to keep records. Here, they probably don't even remember, but I kept the records of that first council meeting. Take them, if it'll put them in their place. Don't let your guard down.